was thinking you were thinking.
I'll take a swat.
Yeah. So Ronnie, you were like
I'll take
throwing
a swat in the grocery.
things through all kinds of windows. If it wasn't your body through the
I
plate
think that was
glass
my mom.
door at
No,
Grandma's
I went through
house.
that voluntarily,
You did it.
and I did great the first time. But the second time, I was
You
unscathed.
didn't know which one you did.
Third time, I fell out.
No,
That was mean.
so it was Ryan that.
Dana and I talked about that a lot. We couldn't remember who it was that went through the door.
I was wearing sweatshirt too. First time unscathed, second time no problem. Third time I slipped and fell on the ground. And cut my hand. I'm like, people stop screaming.
By that time, I was already out of it. I was in the Air Force and gone.
Away from all the madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd send me tapes and stuff.
You're such a mystic.
Then one time we were at Aunt Rosy's house, we were playing, well, Scott and I, and probably Sue was there, and we're just stacking up junk in the garage, and then taking these, like, old table legs and other pieces of wood, chucking them across the garage, trying to knock it all down, and, we set it up right under the window.
Clever.
Was that you guys in windows anyway?
Yeah.
I know, I was gonna say.
And Sue was too young to actually play with us. We would like tell her to go climb in the fort while we were doing shit.
She was the voice of reason usually. I'm getting out of here.
Amazing.
I did see Dad doing stuff like that.
What?
Throwing shit at
Oh, God. He was in so much trouble most of the time.
Didn't he take the car, the truck or something?
Oh, yes, he did.
It was in the ditch.
Roll it.
He was just trying to wash it. He had good intentions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, as Dad had been teaching him to drive,
Mm-hmm.
so he calls me at work. Mom, I just ruined Christmas. I'm thinking, oh my God, is the house on fire? And I was like, what? And I was trying to be real quiet at work, and my voice kept louder, and all the heads were just stay there, I'll be home.
Jackie, come and chillax with us.
Well, I'm
So I
just
go home,
holding this.
and then turn it
Talk
down.
about
Turn it
them.
down, look, isn't it? Remember where our house was?
No.
Anyway, there's a cop right ahead of me. I knew right away. I was like, okay, it'll be fun. So I go in the house and I go, well, come on, show me where it is. Way down the road. Because it was just a back road and it's along the ditch. So he sees the cop. He's like, I'm gonna go to jail! I was like, well, if you do, I said, you know, there's certain times that we just can't do anything for you. You have to take your medicine.
Which is a bologna sandwich when you're in jail.
We'll bring you cigarettes.
Yeah.
So he
Trading
gets
for
out
papers.
and he goes over and the cop is just whipping him one side of the can. I'm just standing over there, waiting for him to finish. I don't want to ever see you again. And then, blah, blah. Yes, sir.
How old was he?
Shoot, he wasn't old enough to drive. I said, yeah, it's probably 14 or something. So he's hurting himself. I mean, it's just.
Sure, and Dana got spanked with a paddle at school.
Oh, you know, Billy had to bring that up on Facebook yesterday. We need to revisit that again.
Both of you?
Oh, yeah, and I can't remember which one of our best friends, but I think we were throwing rocks at the boys, and the boys were throwing them at us.
They probably started.
And we all got caught and hauled into the principal's office when we were in elementary school. And they took these ping pong pads, it was one of the coaches, took a ping pong paddle and made all of us bend over and grab our ankles and spank us with
nice.
a ping pong paddle.
Today you could have their job.
Yes,
Exactly. That would not go over well
So the
these
thing
days.
was, they came home and they were living with my folks at the time, and so they came home, Grandma, they were telling my
Well, we
mother.
probably got ratted out by the school. I thought the school.
Oh, I would hope so.
Billy and I come home and
my mother says, now don't say anything to the girls because they're so embarrassed. But they got spanked at school with ping pong paddles.
She ratted us out every time.
And so we're sitting there having supper, and after we ate, Billy said, "Oh, what do you want to do now?" And I said, "I don't know, ping pong, want to play some ping pong?"
Grandma, you
It was hell growing up with them in the house.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Between that and, you know, the first bras, and Grandma ratted us out to them that we had our first bras, so then they had to make a big deal about that at the dinner table. Oh.
I never had
She
that
thought she was
problem.
protected.
Well, I was telling Dana, I was talking to Billy, Facebooking Billy last night about his birthday and his hearing aids and all this stuff, and I said, Brienne made some comment about how, you know,
Oh, that's right. Yesterday was Bill's
you know,
birthday.
yesterday, and,
This was what?
Oh, Bill's birthday.
yesterday. But anyway, so he was on Facebook and everybody's saying happy birthday and stuff, and Brienne made some funny
Everybody except
comments,
his
so
brother.
I was teasing Billy about that, about Brienne's comments, and I said, well, you know, it's kind of nice to be able to give a little bit back to you, Bill, because you know you've given it to us all these years. And he writes back and he says, you may be able to give me a little bit, but you'll never be able to live down the ping pong paddle. Guys, just don't let it go. That was like 40 some years ago. No, gotta bring it up still.
Just like
You were so angelic, you never had any of these problems. Good
Yeah,
stories.
well, if you want a Ron story, he always likes to tell the story about he got called to the school when I was in first grade because Mark had hit a girl, punched her in the stomach. And so, you know, he shows up at the school and the first grade teacher, you know, explaining what happened and, you know, Mark, come here, you know. So my head was down. Like this. And the teacher's like, oh, Mark, it's, you know, it's okay now. You know. And she says she lifted my chin and I was laughing.
Actually, my favorite Mark story is Dad taking us to some kind of restaurant, just taking us out to eat, and they had some kind of midget running around as a clown.
Oh, that was the pancake house.
Oh,
The pancake
gosh,
house.
I remember that.
And he kept coming over and, you know, dancing around, and Mark didn't get it that was an adult in a costume. And on the way out, he bothered him too much and Mark turned around and punched him in the stomach and knocked him down. I'm trying to get out of there paying him without snickering too hard.
It was like, I don't know, just like a host, you know, they had this
Yeah.
little midget, this guy. And to me, it was just like he wouldn't
Oh, it
leave
was a
me.
A dumb
midget.
kid.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
midget. It was a man. It was a midget, and I didn't understand. And he kept came up to our table, and he was like, you know, teasing me, and I would go like this. He'd go, oh, you got a headache? You know.
So why is
I'm
this kid hugging him? Yeah.
I'm like, leave me alone, leave me alone. So Dad finally tells him, you know, go away, you know, leave me alone. And so when we got to the counter, and it was Sunday, you know, and packed, people waiting, and Josette always told the story. And so the guy comes up to me again, and I go like, you know, leave me alone. And they go, oh, you want a box, you know? And then all I remember was the commotion. I don't know if it was the stomach I hit him in or the face or what, but Dad always says you went down.
Okay, according to Josette, Mark walked out and the crowd just and Mark just walked out.
So we you know, that's the story. A few years ago, we were at one of her Rotary parties, and what game were they playing?
It was a new member, so it was a way to get to know new members, and I was a new member, so you had to write down something about yourself that nobody there would know, and then we folded them up, and then they would read them out, and you had to guess whose thing it was.
So I wrote, I once punched a midget at a pancake house.
No one guessed it. It was hard. So then you got to tell the stories. Everybody got a huge kick out of Oh, someone's getting in the deep.
So I hit him.
Or
volleyball still around here from This is why I like Mark better than me. I don't play like this. I'm not as fun to play with. I'll get down on the floor and try to play with him, and he just looks at Mark like,
What's he doing?
trying to do this.
I play with my dog like that. My boyfriend doesn't, so that's probably why I feel better too.
You can't handle that slick floor, huh?
We need, where's the carpet that we got at home?
Oh, remember not to do that.
Especially on carpet. You'll have the advantage.
I do that to my dog and she'll growl. It's like her growling command. And then if you say peaches, she'll bark.
Oh no, this to my kids is tickle monster. If I do this, my grown adult kids will start laughing and they can't stop. They think I'm tickling them. This is the tickle claw. When they were kids, I taught them that. So if I start doing that, they're like, they can't stop laughing.
Go back to being a kid.
It's all tradition.
Calm down. Give me some food.
How old is he?
He'll be 6 in August.
Wow.
He's a pound.
He's got a way to go.
See, our dog gets so anxious when he's trying to walk across the tile floors. He hates to slip on the floors, and so he just creeps across the floor.
They have little booties for dogs, little booties, the grippers on them.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah, but
Sure,
you
when
seen
you put
him
on-
walking
it's not
on
that
it?
fun.
Make sure you get your videos on before that, because you can get YouTube points for that stuff.
It's really not that he slides that much, it's that he sees the shininess of the floor and
Really?
it freaks him out.
You take him to the vet, you open, or the groomers, and she takes him to the door, and he sees the
Shiny floor,
shiny floor,
and
he just
it's-
stays.
and I mean, I couldn't drag him in for anything, and finally the groomer said, "Let me grab this rug," and she grabbed like an area rug and brought it to the door, and he walked right in.
Once you get him on the shiny floor, then you can drag him, because he slides right over that.
Right?
He
How
weighs
funny.
a lot.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a lab.
Oh yeah, Ronnie and I had labs when we were younger, a girl and a brother sister, short hair, golden lab and black. And the black one looked really mean. That was Prince. And the lady had to smile all the time. And she was like, she was running up to you, and I'm like, she was all over your leg. It was ugly.
This is our second lab, and we've really had great luck with them.
Oh,
They're
that
fabulous
one.
dogs.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're good.
We had the UPS guy called me on the phone. He said, I'm in the truck in front of your house, but there's a black dog sitting here and I'm afraid to get out. I thought, he'll probably lick you to death. But I said, okay, I'll come out and get him.
Well, that was our other dog, the Oso, that was the first dog we had, and we'd have people come out to the house to do work, contractors or different people, and they'd call up and they'd call me in the office, and say, the dog won't let me through the gate. And I'm thinking, no, that's Oso, he'll,
Talk to him.
but they swore that dog would not let him through the gate, and I can't believe it, but apparently he was being protective of the house.
So did you bring bacon? He likes bacon.
My dog will just sit there and stare at you, and she'll like turn her head and her ears will perk up. And our EPS guy had just recently watched Jurassic Park, and I guess the raptors do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And so she's sitting there and she twerks her head, and he's like, I can't. And I was like, whoa, okay. Everybody calm down. She's just a puppy. It's not a big deal. He's like, I know, that really creeped me out. She's staring right at me.
Billy's dog,
Quite a revocation.
that shepherd, the Australian shepherd, likes to jump over Ben. I mean, he gets all excited, he'll be turned around and Brody will jump right over the top of Ben. And that just drives Ben nuts. He'll growl and snarl at him.
Brody really just has like springs. I mean, it's amazing. He can go from dead to the top of that table.
Oh, the cat found that. Oh, God, that was the funniest thing. The first night Billy was at our house, and Brody was brand new to the house, and we've got this old cat that's been around there for what, 10 years now or so?
Yeah.
And she's managed to live through all the coyotes and owls and stuff that are out there and all the litters that she's had. But she's a wise old cat, and she lives outside. And so, but she's always been really friendly with our labs, and I mean, they've always been buddies.
They really protect one another almost, because
So, yeah.
you'll go outside and she'll be curled up next to Ben.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
she did the same thing with the old dog.
But Brody was out there, and he's tearing around the property, and Billy and I were just about Sunday.
barbecue grill.
We were out at the barbecue grill on the patio, and Brody was out there, and the cat had come out on the patio. She was sitting up on the barbecue, and she was sitting up there just staring at Brody, and Brody's down here looking at this cat, and he was fascinated by this cat up on the grill. And she's up there, and she's just kind of giving it that low guttural growl. And he's down there looking at her, and Billy and I are standing there saying, Brody, you better stay back. You know, she'll tear your face off. And he's just like, oh, I gotta get up close. And so he's moving closer, and the cat's up here on the edge of the grill, and she's kind of leaning down toward him, and they're getting closer and closer, and it's very tense, you know, and she's growling, and he's like, oh, I gotta get up. And so, and Billy and I are saying, Brody, better stay back. Brody, don't do that. And he's just, you could see the excitement on it, and finally he's about a foot away from her, and she's up there, and all she did was just kind of hunch her shoulders and gave a little bit of a hiss. It was like, psst, like that, and she moved, and that dog just screamed.
Oh, you can hear him. And I'm looking out the window going, what is she doing? And they're both just laughing.
He tried
Nothing.
to turn around
And I'm like, what do you mean
run, and
nothing?
He fell over, and he's laying on his side, and he's screaming. I mean, he's screaming and laying on his side. And Billy and I are just in stitches, and that old cat's sitting up there on the grill looking at that dog like, that just made me so happy. And Brody finally got up on his feet and ran off the hills. And of course, Ben's over there looking like, what the hell is that all about? And it took about a year for that cat, the dog, to finally get to the point where he wouldn't chase her and she wouldn't scratch the crap out of him. But, they were talking about him jumping. We've got a wall around our courtyard in the front, in the entry area. And it's a stucco wall about 4 feet high. And the cat has always been able to run over there and jump up on that wall to get away from any dog, you know, the Brody or any of the. And Ben will chase her. He's just out of orneriness. He'll see her sitting there. He'll just chase off after her. She runs up and jumps on the wall. So one day she's over there last year, and Brody took off chasing after her, and she jumped up on the wall, and the next thing you know, Brody jumped up on the wall, and he's standing right there next to her, and she's looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? And she's slapping the snot out of him. I think it surprised everybody that Brody was able to just hop up on that wall and stand on it, you know, like a
Because it's
cat.
kind of rounded. It's not a flat, you know. It's,
She must have thought she was safe.
she did,
She
till
was there
then.
for a second, then she turned around, there's the dog right there.
So did you give Joe a beer and?
It was
I
perfect.
know,
Mark
I
goes,
got worried because, if you recall, do you remember Joe from last time when,
Josette
when,
scattering.
you know, the guy that I introduced as the neighbor?
Mhm.
You remember him leaving at Josette's? And I
Not
remember
really.
I remember he gave you a hug. I was like,
She
oh.
was drunk.
Because he was just, plastered
Oh.
when he left here last time. And so I had just been looking for a beer, but I didn't realize they were all over in the fridge. And so I thought we were out. So when he came, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man, we're just drinking a beer. But I was like thinking to myself, thank God. So, we went over to his house, like, one beer?
Is that where the cords came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we were wondering about that.
Yeah, he takes Dad's garbage out every week and checks his mail for me every day.
And before we got the mail forwarded, they were keeping it, so we'd pick it up once a week and it would just reek because they smoke in their house. So it's just like, oh god.
Oh,
But yeah, he takes, watches the house.
Yeah, they're real good.
Takes the trash out.
that's good.
And, you know, he's done that for Dad for quite a while, because I don't think Frida ever did it.
Go figure.
How long did Frida live here?
1 year.
Well, not even.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
They were married for a year.
She was gone most, quite often, you know, she likes.
They'd have a fight, she'd go back home.
Well, but she, you know, she traveled, I mean, she liked to go visit her different relatives and stuff, and, which is what I think she, because I remember, you know, just prior to getting married, they had us over, you know, just to, everybody get to know each other, and you know, she said, oh, you know, she kind of had this attitude that, oh, how, you know, once they're married, you know, she's really gonna change him, they're gonna be doing all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna go walk in, shop and coffee, and
You know, and I can't say, well,
good luck with that.
my dad actually is quite the ass. Going to change. So yes, I'm okay with you getting married, but I don't think it's a good idea. I didn't say that. I left out that I don't think it's a good idea. You know, like, yeah, it's fine with me. You can get married as long as he's happy. And so she was gone quite often for a week, 2 weeks, and so whenever that would occur, you know. Haven't had any human contact with you. You know, are you gonna come by maybe? Yeah. So, you know, it's like practically like he wasn't being married. But I did get a big break, you know, while they were married. But you know, I think he wanted her to be like Josette. And, no way.
I stopped by in October, I think it was, and she was gone by that time, wasn't she?
Yeah, August.
October of 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, August.
Because when I got here, he said, I guess you know that Frida's gone, and told her not to let the door hit her on the ass.
Very good.
Yeah.
Cause I had sent him an anniversary card. So he calls me up and he goes, thanks for the card, but. I was like, oh,
Well,
sorry.
just scratch out anniversary with divorce.
Well,
It's really not necessary.
plus she had 2 dogs that she brought.
Yeah, he hated those dogs.
Yeah.
And you know, he didn't much like his own dogs when he had them. It always seemed to me, you know, because he's always yelling at them, lay down, get out of here. You know, so when I was over here,
Was he talking to you or the dog?
But so when he was married to Frida, I'd come over and he's just constantly yelling at those dogs. You know, and they were cool dogs. I liked them, but
Well, I liked one of them. Trying to think, but the other one.
Chase and Max.
Well, one of them was a pain in the butt.
Which one? The little one or the big one?
Probably the little one.
So she'd travel and leave her dogs here with him?
Yes.
Oh, I bet that was.
Free pet sitter.
Are you nuts? But you know,
Surprised he fed them or even.
yeah. But you know what ended it was the trip in the motorhome that they took.
Oh, God.
How so? What do
With
you
a
mean?
younger couple who had a baby.
When they finally got to know each
Can you
other.
imagine in a motorhome?
Her, some friends of hers that were a younger couple, yeah.
You know,
She was whacked.
I mean, I know Dad's always been known as Mr. Patient. Compassionate.
That's where I inherited it from.
So they went on a trip with this couple?
Yeah. They went down south because
Some baseball
I
tournament.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know who was playing in the baseball tournament, but and they were telling me about it. I'm thinking to myself, these guys are.
Yeah, we're both like,
He was telling me about that, and there was something wrong with the motorhome when they were leaving town or something. And they needed to part, and the other kid was gonna go get part. There was this big fiasco over getting the motorhome fixed right, electrical or something on it, and
I remember there was something.
yeah, he was telling me all about it, and basically it didn't sound like much of a fun trip, but.
Oh no.
I mean, this was literally like a newborn baby. I think the baby was only like a few months old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so So apparently, when they got back, you know, after they, you know, been not too happy, you know, she said, well, I'm gonna go to the other house, the house that she has where her daughter lives. And, said, well, you know, why don't you just stay there until you get a better attitude?
Because mine is perfect.
Yeah, you ever heard from her?
And no, she was back in an hour and loaded
Oh,
up
that's right.
all of her stuff.
Get your stuff, yeah.
And that was it. And that happened to be 1 year to the day that they got married.
Oh,
It
good.
was August
Happy
15th.
Probably the day they got the card.
Yes. What I remember about it is Bill was, you know, it took him forever to drive from New York.
Yeah.
And I remember he called one time and said he was going to be here. And it was like he got here like 3 days after Ron got married. And I said, well, you got to push it, come for the wedding. He's like, what wedding? I said, Ron's getting married. He went, what? And I said, Ron's getting married on Saturday. You ought to try and be here. And he's like, I don't think so. And he ended up coming in that next week. Like Ron got married on Saturday and Bill showed up on Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
What I loved is on Facebook, Dana posted pictures of us at the wedding, and Uncle Michael, Ron's brother, is good.
Because when my brother got married,
And none of us replied back to him.
Yeah.
We're all like,
oh, I know, when I saw that, I was like, oh
I'm like,
my
I'm not
God.
saying anything.
He did not know.
Probably told him.
He said he didn't know.
Mike is in his own little
Well, that was probably Uncle
It's
Mike
probably his
sensing humor,
joke, yeah.
saying, what?
Yeah, but wasn't his caption just, what, my brother got married?
I thought it was just what? I didn't even think about my brother got married. I just
My
put
brother got
what?
married?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.